TV umpire to director, we have a player review. Can we rock and roll, please?
Hello and welcome to Bits and Pieces, the friendliest cricket podcast. I am Tariq and we are joining you in a week which has been huge for T20. Multiple sixes being hit in the last over, high score almost being chased, but then team falling short because of those massive sixes in the last over. But enough about the Qatar versus Nepal T20 game. We are here to talk about probably the other T20 tournament also going on, and with me to talk about that, let's begin with is this Adi's first pot? Is this Adi's first appearance?
No.
Tariq, I'll just be nice and quietly leave the ball outside off stump, but this is probably my. Okay, to be fair, it's not like I've done double-digit pots. Might probably be my fourth or fifth one, but yeah, it's not my first.
You made your debut in the last IPL, right? With a quiz, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
Last IPL, yeah. IPL or was it World Cup? Can't remember. Oh, maybe IPL actually. Yeah.
IPL.
Yeah, okay.
Nonetheless,
basically some tournament that only MS Dhoni wins at, basically either IPL or.
Oh yes.
So Tariq showing up and asking Adi if this is his debut is like during the Anthony DeMello Trophy. Sarfaraz Khan is making his debut and treating Yashasvi Jaiswal like some bache party. Come.
So nonetheless, as the host, I have to still introduce Adi. The reason I was asking was making sure that I'm not introducing him as a debutant when he's clearly not. But these are the things that he is. He's a keen reader and voracious runner. Oh, sorry, I think I've got that mixed up. Voracious reader, keen runner.
Played.
And completed his, at least there was a first, completed his first full marathon last year. And I think, like Tony mentioned earlier in the day, that would certainly not be his last, as with most marathoners, I guess. But slightly ironic that he's joining to discuss the shortest format while he's running the longest format out there. So welcome, Adi, to this episode of the pod.
Thanks, Tariq. And as someone famously once said, long distance runners keep it up for longer. So, yeah.
Oh, really? You know, Tariq said that you completed your first full marathon last year. I want to know which year did you start? Very long.
I don't have the watch on Strava as yet.
Oh, 2007 World Cup record. Early in the piece.
Waiting.
Okay, meanwhile, we have also to lend impartiality to this panel to make sure that we are not just people who have been watching the tournament who are representing it here, also those who are not necessarily watching it. And that is why we have Nitin with us. Say hi, Nitin Sundar.
Hi, Broti. Good to be back on the IPL pod. It feels very weird. Feels like you're woken up from a coma because I've not watched much, actually. I watched maybe a few highlights here and there in the last 3 weeks. So yeah, let's see where this goes.
Because you can catch up live as
opposed to
Hank, who has been watching every ball. Like, what else?
Then to lend a sense of over-representation of Bengalis on Bengali New Year Day, we also have Iman on the pod. Hi, Iman.
Hello, everybody. Keen IPL watcher.
One man Pandya.
Keen follower of KKR.
So there you go. All the Bengali representation boxes have been ticked, and from there we move on to the one man who's had the most amount of impact this IPL, material impact, in fact, because since his meeting Sanju Samson, Rajasthan Royals seem to be moving towards their destiny, the destiny in question being topping the table and then getting eliminated, somehow losing 2 eliminators and qualifiers in a row. But let's see if the Tony effect will change that. Say hi to Tony Sebastian.
Aye, unjinxable this year that's what I'm calling it. We are. It's also Malayalam New Year, Vishu, as we like to call it. I think it's also Tamil New Year, no? Tamils have like 2-3 New Years.
No.
So yeah, Happy New Year to everyone.
எங்கள் நாட்டில் எல்லாம் நாளும் கார்த்திகை. Perfect. So we have two Bengalis, 1.5 Mallus and 1.5 Dams on this podcast.
Good.
It's pretty good national representation.
On New Year. No, only New Year teams have been picked though. So we should.
So having said that, let's start with maybe you, Tony. Talk us through the RRR, the Rajasthan Royals renaissance of this season to begin with, and then we get everybody's impressions on what's going on in the IPL.
It's been a pretty interesting year, right? And seemingly the only thing that hasn't changed about RR is multiple people going for the same catch and not letting Sanju catch it. Everything else is looked in tip-top shape. Yes, yesterday there were those 2 catches, right? One which Kuldeep took, which snatched it out of Sanju's hands, and second one which Avesh and Sanju together dropped. So I think really the bowling department is the one that worries me about RR because they have the capability to get smashed like in that one match that they lost. But otherwise, looking absolutely phenomenal, guys. I'm like super happy. I am actually thinking that they will top the table and, like you mentioned, then crash out in the second eliminator, right? But topping the table should be good enough. Let's go. And if you didn't listen to last week's pod, Bro T, we have confirmed that the ICC needs the selection list by May 1st or something. So as long as couple more weeks Sanju plays well, tickets are coming. Let's go.
By the way, can we keep a running tracker of our week by week update to the 15 who are likely to go to the World Cup? So normally snap this green if you go up the table and red if you come down the table.
the power rankings of the 15.
Yeah, Hank had one job to do these kind of graphs and put these kind of not ungli but arrows up and down. Even that also he has stopped doing. Can we get him back to do this IPL 15?
Terrible.
Yeah. No, but I think even the selectors don't maintain a power rankings or any kind of running list on who they are keeping an eye out for during the IPL, especially if they have to select a team. From the vibes you get, you tend to think that the team's been already selected and a lot of the IPL performances are not going to matter. But speaking of IPL performances...
So see, before we go on, right? So the one person in this group who keeps tabs on tables is, of course, Tony. During the World Test Championship, he keeps a keen eye on the table, which is why that tournament goes off well. During IPL, he, of course, gets distracted. He only has eyes for one man and one team. As he was saying, right, the one thing that has not changed about Rajasthan is multiple fielders coming in and not letting Sanju Samson take his catch, which seems like a metaphor for Sanju Samson's life itself, right? Multiple wicketkeepers coming and taking Sanju Samson's spot in the Indian team.
Could happen this World Cup as well. There are 4 wicketkeepers, 5, 6.
No, at least 7. At least 7. At least 7, and that's not counting Dhoni, who's going to be called at the last minute. Yesterday, there was some photo released from the Wankhede Stadium where Dhoni was posing with the World Cup, 2011 World Cup. They'll be like, oh
yeah, he was feeling the cup. No, he was feeling the cup.
The same feelings if Ajit Agarkar gets, then Dhoni will also go. That is, of course, there.
Why is the World Cup here? Why is the World Cup in India?
BCCI runs cricket, boss.
बच्चे का बर्थडे पार्टी में लेके आना था वो अमित शाह का
Do you get to keep the cup, or is it
probably a replica? 2011. I guess it is the 2011 wale ka replica kept in the BCCI headquarters. So that's where the photo is.
So where is the original 2011 World Cup then?
No, I think that World Cup itself would be the replica, and this would be. Sorry, World Cup itself would be the original one, and this is the replica which has been given to India. The other one.
Yeah, original.
So you're saying that every World Cup the same trophy is handed out, and only a replica.
I honestly have no idea.
I thought.
The Football World Cup, it should be that case.
Oh, I thought you can keep the World Cup, but inside that, if you open the cup, there's one Kinder Joy toy that you'll have to return.
Oh yeah.
That's how.
There was a tennis player, right? A female tennis player who had this thing which would open up every of those Grand Slam trophies and see what is there inside. I can't remember the name. That was like a running theme actually. It was a meme. It became. I think she won French, etc. And I think for one of those tournaments, someone was cute enough to actually put something in that. So when she opens, there's something inside it. Yeah.
Was that Maria Sharapova opening and saying, "Iske andar is there Sachin Tendulkar inside this? Who is Sachin Tendulkar?"
Okay, Nitin, on that note of Sanju Samson, I know we've lost Tony and Jonas back, but is Sanju more unlucky in the wicket keeping stakes, or was Dinesh Karthik dudded when Dhoni was at his prime? Discuss in 250 words.
Well. Dinesh Karthik has actually rolled back the years one more time, no? And there was also this funny video of Rohit Sharma coming and ribbing him that. And well, during he had a very good innings against Mumbai Indians, I thought, right? Some 20 ball 50, managed to get them some runs on the board. During which Rohit Sharma, I think fielding had slipped, came and gently ribbed him, saying, good, score runs. There is a World Cup. You should get back into form. I don't know. Well, under Dhoni and during the Dhoni era, they did try Dinesh Karthik as a batsman and all, right? So Adi, you're the one who normally asks quiz questions on this podcast. So I'm going to ask you doozy here. The match in which Dinesh Karthik scored his highest ever one-day score is very well remembered. Can you say which match that is?
A one-day score, is it?
Yeah.
Was he playing as a batter in the Dhoni Vizag innings? Like trick question.
You're on the right track, but no, that's not the match.
The match, right? Okay.
He didn't play that match. Yeah.
He didn't play that.
Yeah. Iman, you were saying something.
Champions Trophy, 2013.
No. He scored a 70-71 something in the game in which Tendulkar scored the first ever 200 against South Africa, and that's its highest. Not Nagpur. Where was that match? Gwalior? No. Wherever that was.
I think it was on those days. I think it was Gwalior.
Wow. We actually don't remember where Tendulkar scored the first ever 200. Time for your brother to change his name to Dinesh. What is this?
And Iman, I know you track these things. Like you're very closely tracking Abhimanyu Ishwaran playing for Bengal. So similarly, this Kuldeep Sen, is he actually Bengali, or is he like Lakshya Sen, and the Sen is not the Bengali Sen but is a different kind of Sen? Because Lakshya Sen, the badminton player, he's not Bengali. He's from Almora. So just a general question that the Sen surname doesn't necessarily mean you're Bengali. Any thoughts on that?
It depends on his performance. So if he was performing well, I would have said he's a Bengali. Given he has been bowling shit again, back to his old ways. So no, he's not.
Kuldeep Sen, apparently, I think it is Kuldeep Sen only who played for Tamil Nadu. So in extending the Tamil Lobby conversation. And Ashwin was referring to him as Sanian endearingly to Sanju Samson. And the Sanian Anganika something. Apparently, he was talking about Kuldeep Sen. He understands Tamil because he's played for Tamil Nadu in some trophy or something. Yeah. So I don't know where he's from. But when I name Kuldeep Sen, I'm reminded of Sushmita Sen. I don't know why. But yeah.
He's a new Ashish Kapoor. Played for Tamil Nadu famously.
So, Nitin, the reason you remember Sushmita Sen is, of course, the originator of IPL is Lalit Modi. And let's not forget the entire sort of reply my SMS scenes that happened, which is sensex in a very different context. But anyway, almost as volatile.
Almost as well. I liked how Tony finished his analysis of Rajasthan Royals saying, I'm only worried about their bowling because they tend to get hit. Like, we have a few RCB followers who are listening to this podcast. I'm worried about Rajasthan's bowling, it seems.
But you haven't got into the best part of this week, which was Delhi's resurgence with that new kid on the block, right? What is the name? Something out of a Scrooge McDuck kind of name, no? Fraser-McGurk. Yeah, but the best part about him was what we read, no? Was that he was selected for the last Under-19 World Cup, but had to leave the squad because a monkey bit him. Right? Come on, guys. This needs wider discussion in terms of unfortunate injuries.
There was also an incident with Mitch Marsh. I think it was a Sheffield Shield. I think must be 22 or 21, where in anger he punched the wall in the pavilion and he was out for the rest of the tournament in anger. So, but still, I think monkey bites cricketer is probably the best possible reason to be out of a tournament.
Maybe he was voting for BJP. Monkey bite, monkey bath.
It was a monkey scratch.
Because monkey did something else. There is a famous sticker which is generally going around monkeys doing something to human beings. So I just wanted to confirm if it was a monkey bite or the monkey really pressing something.
Yeah, it was a monkey scratch.
Bite? Scratch? Okay, it was a monkey scratch.
No, I think it was like during one of those safari or zoo visits or something like that.
Oh.
It was happening in South Africa, no? Because that's where the incident happened. And I would assume, I have not actually read the details of it. The most reasonable assumption would be it was some safari or something where this incident happened, and then he had to be like sent back.
But
so,
if you're scratched by a monkey, why would you be sent back? It's not like you got COVID or something, right? Were they worried that you become rabid and start biting others? Like, what was the sentiment?
Yeah, there have been incidences where even if you have not been scratched by monkey, you could have been sent back. You remember the Andrew Simons and Harbhajan Singh episode?
वही बोल रहा था मैं. Correct.
Correct. No, so just to round this up, Andrew Simons is actually called Roy, but he's not Bengali.
It depends.
No. He was when he played well in the 2003 World Cup.
Yes, he was a Bengali. Jason Roy too. It depends.
okay, so I just checked the James Fraser-McGurk original incident, and there's a great quote from him. It says, "I guess it serves me right for getting too close to the animal enclosure. That's a lesson learned."
What did he learn? He's come to the IPL now.
Now I'm quite convinced. I think the monkey squeezed his balls, which is why he was out.
Oh, man.
But I did not watch the Fraser-McGurk innings, but I've seen some. He played for Australia also recently, right? I think in some T20 or one.
I think in the Sheffield Shield also. Was it the Sheffield Shield, Adi? Was it like the other competition where he hit like a rapid fire 100 also, I think. When he burst from the scene. So he looks like a very exciting prospect in terms of just sheer power hitting, but I don't know if he has like other dimensions to the game.
He's not
because
he's not a big built guy, right? It's more like hand-eye coordination and good timing is what I remember. Yeah. So exciting player for sure. It's like someone with a good touch.
Nitin, if you want to sound intellectual in a T20 context, you have to use the word bat swing and bat speed. That's all. Any player. Why is he good? Bat swing, bat speed. You know, he might have that. That's the two terms to use.
नहीं मेरे को तो उसमें कुछ भी टच प्लेयर नहीं दिखा वो तो बैट के बैट भाज रहा था. There's nothing.
So that's I think Adi is saying that only, that it's just bat swing and bat speed.
Which got touched was the monkey touching him. So nothing else. वो बस बैट भाज रहा.
Yeah.
No, but I think that was a great innings, but also Tony, in that same game, I think Rishabh Pant also played a rather good knock. So again threats to Sanju Samson emerging.
So in this Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book, right? There is this very dumb monster. It's I think I forget the name of the monster. But basically, if you have a towel and you wear the towel over your eyes, you can't see the monster. So you assume that the monster can't see you once you put a towel on your eyes. Basically, that's what Tony is doing when we talk about Rishabh Pant and other wicket keepers. He just wears a towel around his eye. He actually, like, what are these? That way, maybe BCCI won't select all of them and select Sanju Samson. So, yeah.
No, so actually, technical question. How do selectors actually decide? Like it is, I mean, I know we've asked this question before. Like, do they sit down just before this thing, or do they have a WhatsApp group going off the indexes that and they maintain a table and all?
It really
Or
depends
is it the same right before?
It really depends on when Manchester United is playing, because Ajit Agarkar does not do selection meetings when Manchester United is playing. Manchester United playing football, I said cricket.
They're also keeper problem. Huh?
Oh, is that so? Follow that. So, have you selected squads? I remember in the last podcast. But yeah, 1 week is gone. Why not? We can select one more squad. Why not?
Select no. What is
I somehow think that
who's making it this way?
Yeah, the squad selection this time is going to be linked to national elections.
Please say more.
Yeah, it has to.
Selection Commission of India.
हाँ, selection उसमें है ना, मतलब it has to do with vote bank politics. So, which is why I fundamentally think that Sanju will miss out. बीच में कुछ है नहीं.
Kerala is not donated electoral bonds basically.
और है भी नहीं उधर. It is so Kerala is like East Bangalore in the context of Bangalore. Vote bank नहीं है उधर. तो चाहिए नहीं वहाँ के लोग. तुम टैक्स भरते रहो, अच्छे खेलते रहो. But remain like Kadu Visnapalli, remain like Belandur, right?
Creamy layer.
Cream layer, the best of the best, plays the best innings.
मतलब foamy layer बोल रहा था मैं, but हाँ, Belandur. But
and in the context of Bangalore, it is you pay the max amount of tax, but still it does not matter.
So who are the UP and Bihari players who are going to make it to the World Cup?
Pant is Dehradun, does not matter. वो UP Bihar सब में आ जाएगा वो.
अच्छा.
यार, you got to understand from a belt standpoint. It is a belt thing. So Hindi belt से वो तो Pant आ गया.
I'm sorry, I'm retracting my original introduction for Iman. He's been introduced as the resident cephalogist of this pod now.
So, Iman, if you
भैया please थोड़ा explain करो cephalogist क्या होता है. Iman is also nicely proudly accepting what it is. He has no idea what it means.
Cephalogist means stamp collector, no? Oh, that is philatelist. Philately, king of hobbies.
Actually, the philatelist of bits and pieces will be Sanju Samson, because he keeps getting stamped by the selectors. So, paisa. Stamps.
No visa stamps.
So Iman, just continuing that, if you were going with vote share for the majority party, and that's how they are going to select the team. So what's your 11 as of now?
Wait, I have to refer to the WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp group?
Oh my God.
Like the seriousness.
No, sir. Jaiswal also has started playing better now. So I'm guessing he'll get a good run. I think the bowlers are where India is going to find max amount of trouble simply because there is Bumrah and then who else is there? That's it.
Shami will come back.
No, he's out. No, he's injured.
Thank God. Wait for the next One Day World Cup. Trade for the next One Day World Cup then. Chalo.
या फिर हो सकता है एंड में आ जाए शामी. God knows.
Yeah.
I think. Well, go on, Prati.
So who else in the who takes the all-rounder spots? Who takes the? We've already decided the keeper spot as per Iman's theory. That's Rishabh Pant.
Rinku Singh, Hardik Pandya.
Rinku Singh all-rounder spot. Perfect है उसके.
नंबर 6 की बात कर रहा था. Sorry, all-rounder is Hardik Pandya and शिवम दुबे से बॉलिंग करवाएंगे हम.
उसका बॉल का शेप भी पता नहीं है. That's
But
correct.
seriously, why is he not getting Shivam Dube to bowl?
Because he bowls the rubbish.
As if Hardik Pandya bowls really well.
But Hardik Pandya is the captain.
But Aksar Jadeja won't play.
Jadeja is 100% going to the.
So then Hardik and Jadeja done. All round the sealed. Bumrah done.
I have a simple,
Bowlers, that's
I have a simple answer. Go to the 2021 World T20, not the last one, the one before that, and just select that squad. That is the team that's going.
Dubai.
After everything that happened in between,
Nothing is good.
all the upheaval, all the so-called
Oh
change
God,
in approach.
this reminds me of my work. As a
2021 AOP, open the 2021 annual operating plan. That is the 2025 annual operating plan.
product roadmap as well.
Good.
It is a constant cycle of building and stripping of things so that you keep a job. So you build, then you take it off. Then you build, you take it off. You build, you take it off, right? This is what you were suggesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not the kind of MVP we were hoping for from cricket. Went after most valuable player, got minimum
viable player.
What is this? No, but I think you're right. I think 2021 team. Who was there in the 2021 team now?
Ishan Kishan, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul,
DK.
Surya Kumar Yadav. DK was not there. I think that is the key part. DK was there in the Australia one. He wasn't even there in the 2021 one. Or was he there? Have been there, I don't know.
That's the one, right? 2021 Australia T20 World Cup is what we're talking about.
The one in
Dubai mein.
That was 2021.
There's very little difference between Dubai and Australia. Actually, almost no difference. The only difference is Bumrah and Jadeja were injured, so they did not go to Australia. Right? But they will both come back now. That's the difference. So, Arshdeep Singh ko bye-bye bol do. Akshar Patel ko side mein rakh do. Instead, you're going to get
Was
Jadeja.
it there 2021?
Of course. No, I don't know. Confidently say yes when you don't know.
No, nobody knows.
No, Pant wasn't there. I think he was yet to score anything in T20 cricket, so they didn't pick him then. But yeah,
This was a tournament which Finch won, right?
correct.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Okay.
Yes.
Well remembered. Hey. Okay, guys, I believe there were some other matches also that happened. Like, can someone give me an update? I came here to learn about the IPL. Please.
Nitin, before we go there, who were the pace bowlers in 2021? Sorry, or whom do you think will be the pace bowlers other than Bumrah?
You asked two questions. Okay, so basically, Bumrah, Arshdeep Singh, because
You just said na कि भाई Arshdeep Singh को बाहर कर दो. So who are the bowlers?
fair है. चलो Bumrah, Siraj, Ashish Nehra.
यार मैं बोल रहा हूँ T20 World Cup में who will be the pace bowlers?
वही मैं आशीष नेहरा को we won't select Ashish Nehra for test matches, no. T20 के लिए बोल रहा हूँ.
ये
और कोई नहीं है.
Sundar, is RP Singh in Miami? Can we confirm? He doesn't get
10 kilometers close by also.
So, since Iman brings this up about pace bowlers and this whole talk about selecting people for the World Cup, there also seem to be all these performances that have led to like chorus of voices saying, oh, this person should be selected or this person should definitely be picked up for the team. I think Mayank Yadav is one of them who has come into the conversation like that. But there is like,
God.
वो आया वो गया.
So, but still, like your impressions of Mayank Yadav, of whatever you saw of him now. Obviously, now he's out of action, and your reactions on this tendency of these knee-jerk reactions of like one great performance and immediately everybody talking about that. Oh, this person should also be like the classic recency bias problem.
So, one thing is clear, right? Bro T has not listened to any of Adi's episodes. He has also not listened to last week's episode. All these topics were...
This is famously the podcast which is knee-jerk reactions assets USD. Right? Like, we have cataloged week on week our own predictions and changes in how we are viewing people and results and all of that. So I think that is going to continue. But yeah, Mayank Yadav was quite interesting while he lasted. But he played what, literally like 2.5 innings, right? Or
Two
Yeah,
two
yeah.
man of the
Series
match
bowling.
performances. Two man of the match performances. One.
versus something. That's it.
Yeah.
The third one, his pace immediately had dropped and everything. And then by the time we got to the next match, they'd already said workload management and hence his.
Yeah.
He
No,
was
the best
actually
part about
injured,
the
right?
whole Mayank Yadav thing.
He's actually
was not
injured,
that-
right? He was
Yeah,
actually
he was-
injured. Yeah.
He has been
Sorry.
probably been injured, and then he comes out on social media and talks about how being vegetarian helps him.
Oh, really?
Even, and then immediately I am reminded,
Vestibular.
yes, vegetables, steel plates, idli with insane amount of chutney on top. I'm like, bro, to kal se meat kha, you will at least pay 5 and not 2.5.
Also,
What about the whole Mayank Yadav hype was not only was he picked for the World Cup, people were picking him for BGT also. Saying,
On that note, the one thing I noticed yesterday, actually the most interesting thing I saw yesterday was not the who played Punjab versus Rajasthan match. Before the match started, you guys have obviously been seeing this for a while, like Stuart Broad and Steve Smith are the panelists for this tournament, right? And so you at least got to give it to Star Sports. Star Sports at least gets you big brand names, right? So you have Stuart Broad and Steve Smith. So while it is incongruous to see them in a T20 panel, Steve Smith is a current player, will probably even play the T20 World Cup. But he's on the panel. It's strange to see him there, but nevertheless. Then you have Cricinfo, right? Cricinfo gets Mitchell McLean and what's that other guy? Aaron Finch, who are like, what are these guys doing on a cricket show? But anyway, I digress, right? They were asking Steve Smith whether he would whether Mayank Yadav should play the BGT and whether he looks forward to facing him or whether he's scared to face him in the BGT.
Yes.
Just for a moment, right, I felt very sad for Steve Smith for having to answer such idiotic questions while cashing a check during the IPL. But that's not even the worst thing that Steve Smith has been subject to. What I saw yesterday was Steve Smith and Stuart Broad are both cooking Belpuri. No, they were making vada pavs, I think, for whatever reason, or some kind of chart item. And that other guy, right, what's his name? Not Sohail Chandok, not that panelist. There is another panelist, right? Like, I don't remember his name. And he then samples the dishes that these two guys have made and decides who has a better one. And they've made.
Is this that guy, Sundaram Sundar? No.
Could be him only. Yeah. What's his name? Sundaram something.
Like that. No?
Yeah.
Your brother on तेरे घर का है वो.
Komali.
Yeah, no, but the worst part is they even made these two wear those chef hats, man, like Steve Smith and Stuart Broad. Like, it is really debasement for someone like Steve Smith to have to go through something like this. I really
Disintegration of BGT, I guess.
Broti, let me ask Nitin Sundar, why do you think this is bad? Why?
Nothing, man. It's not bad per se. I have a certain image of Steve Smith in my mind, right? Like he was nearly Bradman for a while.
Sandpaper wala.
वही वाला.
Iman's question of why do you think this is incongruous or debasement is the same exact question that the Cred team asks when it makes ads. Like David Warner with Rajamouli has to be one of the best content pieces from the week, right?
And
Nitin, what is this? Break shackles, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But please, Tony, but please tell me, is it Rajasthan Royals resurgence or no?
See you at the Oscars.
See you at the Oscars.
Sorry, on a separate note, I was just looking at the last T20 series India played at home against Afghanistan. So I'm going to tell you.
Why did you specifically pick the T20 series India played against Afghanistan? Oh, you just looked at the last one. Got it. I thought you looked at the last one they played against Afghanistan. Okay.
You guys do the fill in the blanks. So I'll tell you the team. I'll leave a few, you fill in the blank. So Yashasvi Jaiswal, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. I'll leave the number 4 empty, so you fill that in. Then there was Sanju, Rinku, no Iyer for this game. So now tell me who was number 4 and who was a 5 bowler.
Jitesh Sharma.
Jitesh Sharma was there?
No.
Kohli was there, no?
Hey, he already gave Kohli that.
Yeah. Kohli is option. So who was the number 4?
Sanju.
Was there?
Sanju was 5.
Oh.
Sky.
No Sky. He was injured.
Definitely not R. Ashwin, right?
No.
No, it's like one of those people who was in that Jitesh Sharma mold.
Tilak Verma.
No, it was someone we just bagged on the spot 10 minutes ago.
Steve Smitha.
Shivam Dubey.
Yes.
Shavam.
Dubey. So now tell me the 5 bowlers after Rinku Singh. Yeah, Rinku Singh was the number.
Mukesh Kumar.
Yes, Mukesh, yes.
Harshdeep. No.
Kuldeep Yadav.
Yes, correct.
Harshdeep.
No.
No.
No, Harsh.
Mohammad Siraj. No Siraj.
No, Siraj.
Okay.
Avesh Khan. Avesh Khan.
Avesh, correct.
Rashid Krishna.
No, we've got Avesh, Kuldeep and Mukesh and 2 others. 2 spinners.
Oh,
Make
2
it easy.
spinners.
Ravi Bishnoi.
Yes. And
Washington Sundar.
yeah. Iman's got it. Yes.
Amazing. What is the purpose of this exercise, man?
Because the action team is going to be something so random like this.
It won't be, na. That's the thing.
Yeah, random nahi hai.
All the experimentation happens between World Cups. During World Cups, they go back to the N-2th World Cup and pick that squad. That has happened, no, again and again. So,
They want to fail in predictable ways rather than
No.
unpredictable.
DCA is the reverse of mutual funds. Past performance is an indicator of future performance.
No, but beyond that, I mean, given the last week, any standout performances, matches anybody wants to talk about, because it was an interesting week actually. I think 2 very one-sided games. No prizes for guessing who was involved in one of them.
RCB.
At the receiving end. But among the other games, I think there were some fascinating ones. Although clearly, I guess DC to an extent, Punjab Kings and RCB have completely given up on trying to win games at all. I mean, they seem to be finding like RCB of course.
Tariq, is it a case where they're just looking forward to the auctions because they're saying that there's nothing we can really do with the cards that we've been dealt with? So it's just, let's wait for I don't know when the next auction is. I'm sure one of you will.
Nitin,
Full rebuild.
What, Ra?
Nitin, I would like to update and tell you, not only does Bro T not listen to our podcast, Adi also doesn't. Because the only thing we've got right from last week was Max saying MIR back even before they'd won a match, and he was very confident that they are going to bounce back, and they got both. And Varun Murli going on for about 10 minutes saying how Bangalore can't wait for the next auctions. And Adi's like, has someone mentioned this before? Come up in conversation.
DC and Punjab want to get into the auctions. I mean, they are also languishing at the bottom. Delhi and Punjab too. So I think
Punjab has always been like this, no? Which is why there was that one ad, right? I think it is Dream 11 where Preeti Sindha takes something from Dr. Pant and says. Okay, and Pant ends it with Punjab Cup jeeta hai bhai. As in, like, she was saying that we are winners, you are losers or something. And never won nothing.
Loser ki car thi, winner ki banani. She's put the winner of the car. And then the epilogue to the ad is Pant asking by Punjab Cup jeeti hai. So
again, on a side note, guys, any advertisements that have stood out for us, given that IPL is meant to be our Super Bowl and all the best ads come out. We spoke about Cred. Anything else which has stood out? Because I clearly don't get any of these feeds, but anything that stood out for you, either the Geo feed or the Star feed?
No, the Dream 11 ads have been good, no?
Only the Dream 11.
You've seen the first one.
Yeah.
Sorry?
बाय फार सबसे खराब एक्टिंग मोहिंदर अमरनाथ ने किया. उसको पैसे नहीं देने चाहिए, पैसे कट के.
Please explain that. Mohinder Amarnath was in an ad for Dream 11.
Yes.
with Sanju Samson.
Some very strange.
Here also he is leading with burying the lead. Sanju Samson not getting mentioned.
What is the ad? Please explain. I've not seen it.
It is Sanju Samson and Rahul Chahar taking blessings from Mohinder Amarnath. And Rahul Chahar Mohinder Amarnath says, Jeete raho beta. And when Sanju goes, he's like, Haarte raho beta. And then he takes off his sweatshirt to reveal a Punjab jersey behind.
Oh.
And Sanju's like, sir, aap bhi. And the whole premise of the Dream 11 series is that there are no friends or family during this. It's only this thing. And the very first ad was really good, right? Which was Sunil Shetty sitting with Sharma and eating, and KL Rahul coming in basically saying that.
Yeah, I think that it's the opposite of the Mohinder Amarnath ad in the sense that there all three have played to their strength and acted well, as opposed to like Iman is saying, the Amarnath one is not executed well at all.
I think Dream 11 should convert the Rajar Krishnasamy into an ad. It can also work. They Rajar, who's Krishnasamy, and bring all the 1983 players in for Dream 11 ads. That will be a good idea.
Speaking of 83 players, Kishore Kumar of our podcast, Prashant DP, spoke about a Kamala Pasand ad with Kapil Dev and Chris Gill. Has anyone seen that?
Yeah.
At least. So, is Kapil's acting worse than Mohinder's? I mean, sweepstakes was.
Mohinder worse. No, Mohinder is worse. Kapil is still better. Kapil is still better. He's at least, naturally, he has his voice modulations, which is shit. But his voice changes, right? Like, randomly, आपके लिए मैं बोले कुछ तो कोशिश करता है वो. मोहिंदर अमरनाथ तो उसको मतलब पैसे दिया है, मतलब मार के खड़ा कर दिया है. हाँ बेटा जीते रहो, मर जाओ तुम, हारते रहो. और क्या बोल रहा है भाई, थोड़ा सा एक्टिंग तो कर. Try, at least try. कुछ तो बोलने की कोशिश कर, voice modulate कर. Did nothing. वो ऐसे ही खड़ा था. So
this is where we insert Prashant DP's mimicry of Kapil Dev into the podcast.
Yes. Editor note
to yourself.
I remember when I was much younger, I did a commercial where I said, Palmolive ta jawab nahi. I don't know how many of you are remembering, but I remember. And nowadays, I thought so many questions are there, jiska jawab nahi. Like, I have heard many people say that Hardik Pandya is best seam bowling all-rounder since Kapil. I have not said, but many people have said. And Rohit Sharma is best opening batsman from Bombay since Sunil Gavaskar. Why always seam bowling all-rounder has problem with opening batsman from Bombay? No answer. No answer. When I was playing, everyone used to compare with Imran. They used to say, Imran can do the reverse swing. Why you are only bowling outswing? They used to say, Imran speak the best English. Why you speak like this? They used to say, Imran is the sex symbol. Why you are like this? And they used to say, Imran's voice sounds sexy, your voice sounding like this. Now, later, after he won World Cup, they said, Imran also won World Cup. He has spoken about corner tiger, what you spoke about when you won World Cup. They are not seeing that Imran won World Cup with Wasim Akram. My highest wicket taker was Roger Binney. Nobody is seeing this. But still they talk about Imran. Now, at this time, Imran, I don't know what he's doing. I am doing ad for Kamala Pasand with Chris Gale. What hair Imran is plucking right now?
The reason I asked about ad was because it's that time of the year when Sachin Tendulkar makes a mandatory appearance in ridiculous commercials. How has the the great man fared this year? Has he been quiet or has he done a few ads?
You're insulting Sachin Tendulkar by referring to the Mumbai Indians IPL campaign as a ridiculous commercial, is all I would like to say. Because that is one of the random places where Sachin Tendulkar keeps showing up.
What is he doing in Mumbai Indians, by the way? Mentor, coach, guru? What?
Mascot.
Mascot. Yep. Okay. And also, I think he just goes in to check if his statue is still there in Wankhede Stadium.
Steve Smith statue.
That
Yeah,
is
it is
Steve
still there.
Smith there.
Yeah.
If Suresh Sundaram shows up and you show him Steve Smith statue and Sachin Tendulkar, he will choose Steve Smith statue as the better likeness of. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, go.
Bolo, yaar. Bolo.
Okay.
His name is Suren Sundaram.
Okay. So that's pretty much everything I said in that previous sentence didn't make sense. Then. Okay.
Is your life better with this information?
I yearn for the glory days of the famous RuPay card ad, which Ishant Sharma started in 2 years back. Remains the greatest IPL ad I've ever seen.
My God.
Nothing with
वाह सर, आप भी रन अप लेकर आते हो?
रेस्टोरेंट में कैश कम पड़ गया।
कैश छोड़ो, रुपए करो।
रुपए?
रुपए सर, पेमेंट का स्मार्ट और इजी तरीका।
कितना इजी?
जस्ट टैप एंड पे।
कहाँ मिलेगा?
बस अपने बैंक को बोलो।
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
But Ishant Sharma has also bowled the best Yorker of the IPL, right? Considering there are quite a few
Some
contenders
great
for this
Yorkers.
one.
Yeah. What were the great Yorkers? So, Ishant Sharma to Andre Russell. There was Bumrah to Prithvi Shaw.
Bumrah to Prithvi Shaw.
Was, in my opinion, the better Yorker, in fact, because Shaw was the set batter in the middle, and it was, precision guided missile into the leg stump, like right at the root of leg stump. That was like incredible.
So
But
guys,
surely that's still not the best Bumrah Yorker of 2024. I'm sure Ollie Pope will still be there about it, right?
Ali.
Yeah, that I think everybody unanimously agrees, and that's just the nature of Bumrah. Because again, I think that game and the match against RCB, his bowling made the difference.
But what is he doing differently? I know he's a great bowler, but what is he doing so differently from the others? Because it's like Bumrah, daylight, and then the rest. It's like a massive difference. Right?
I think one thing that I have picked up, the only point that I have picked up about Bumrah from sort of reading all the analysis or listening to a lot of people or even players, is that he happens to be able to bowl a lot of variations without a lot of change in his delivery action or sort of his entire approach. I think that's his biggest weapon as of now. That's what I understand.
But that was always the case. Right? His action now, I'm sure now been around the block for a while. Surely his action is no longer a novelty like it was maybe a decade ago when he first came on. And I'm sure the variations were also there. So I take your point, but it's just that none of this is something which he hasn't been doing before. So it's just like why this year he seems to have, just broken out of the pack like in a big way.
I think it's that simple point that everybody knows what's coming, but you just can't deal with it because it's just so good. Like it happens in baseball, there are like these pitchers who have these variations, but no matter how hard you try, you can't really hit them, even if you know exactly what they're going to pitch. So
because on the like Jared Kimber a while ago, I think might be 3-4 years ago, he said, when it comes to how we analyze the game, right? Most teams still stick to looking at video footage and things like that. He said with the money that, and he referred to BCCI, for example, has, you should be able to get those super high resolution cameras similar to what they use in those wildlife documentaries, where you can actually go pinpoint the exact angle where you can see, where he's making a difference, right? Not just seeing it off the hand, but seeing, with those slow-mo or full zoom in action, what is he doing so differently?
This is actually direct attack from Adi to Tariq, because Adi is repeatedly asking Tariq, "Kya hai usme? What is extra? What is extra?" Tariq is giving like some wishy-washy answer. Adi is like, "Bhai, अच्छा cameras है आजकल, अच्छा से analyze करके बोलो जवाब है, क्या बकवास answer दे रहे हो?"
यार प्रेम चाहिए हमें.
इकोनॉमिस्ट नाम रखे आप कोई एनालिसिस नहीं दे रहे हो सही से. Guys,
No,
that's the important question.
सबसे scam ये है कि whenever it comes to explaining growth, economists are like, oh, there are like many factors, but we don't know what those factors are. So we'll just say total factor productivity, and we'll just like lump all of that under that, and we can't explain why total factor productivity happens. It's just there.
Sounds like Indian team. Sounds like Indian team selection. So
sounds like managers in the tech world.
The tech.
When Adi was telling me all of this, I was thinking that every company knows that when a product manager joins or a new product manager joins the team, he or she is not going to do anything. Random karega. So they're trying to look for those patterns that we usually are aware of. Product manager being product manager. They reinvent every month. नया strategy, क्योंकि नया tool, कभी जीरा, कभी ट्रेलो, कभी कुछ, कभी कॉन्फ्लुएंस, घुमा फिरा के फिर से उस कंपनी को वो बना के 2-3 साल में फिर निकल जाएगा, नेक्स्ट कंपनी को पकड़ेगा. I think Bumrah and product managers have some, consistency that way. Some similar.
Guys, important question. So, can Bumrah single-handedly? India basically are going to go to the World Cup with 5 wicket keepers, none of whom is Sanju Samson. At least 4 of whom is an anchor in the top order. They're going to have Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. They're going to have KL Rahul. They're going to have Hardik Pandya. They're going to have multiple egos clashing. होगा यार चलेगा. तो why will they leave it? They have brought back the entire expendables. They will not bring back Sylvester Stallone. So obviously they'll bring back. हाँ राहुल राहुल तो जाएगा. धोनी जाएगा mentor by the way. So 7 कर दो. उसके बाद there will be one all-rounder or which will be Jadeja. Hardik will be there. So those are the 2 all-rounders. Then you will have 5 or 7 tail-enders they will take. उससे any 5 they will pick every day. So there will be 5 number 11s in the squad. The only thing in the squad that is going to redeem something is Bumrah. So the key question is, can 4 overs of Bumrah, Kuldeep तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जाके पता नहीं, तो ठीक है, okay. Kuldeep तो Kuldeep.
T20 World Cup.
USA, sorry, wrong direction में निकल गई. हाँ, Kuldeep जाएगा, but Kuldeep कुछ नहीं करेगा, वो under pressure crack हो जाएगा. So the question is, can 4 overs of Bumrah win India the World Cup?
Sorry, I just want to clarify. I'm talking about Kuldeep Yadav, not Kuldeep Sen.
Easy mistake to make, Iman. Fair enough.
Kuldeep also got injured.
Which of these is
not Kuldeep Sen. Kuldeep Sen also got injured.
Dream bowling कर रहा है Kuldeep.
He got injured though. He missed a couple of games, then he came back.
आ गया वो फिर से. So 4 overs of Bumrah, 4 overs of Kuldeep, ठीक है. 2 overs of Arshdeep. 10 overs safe है. 10 overs.
Why will Arshdeep only bowl 2 good overs? What about his remaining 2 overs?
उगेगा उसमें वो.
ये marketing. This is like marketing managers, right? Please reduce the budget by half. We cannot reduce it by half. We don't know which half is working. ऐसा है. Arshdeep will give us 2 good overs.
You realize the format of the World Cup is such that I am realizing it as you're speaking because I'm looking it up. India's first 4 matches are against Ireland, USA, Canada, and Pakistan. So,
Perfect.
I mean,
by the end of that, Virat Kohli will guarantee his orange cap.
Players warm up.
By the end of it, Virat Kohli would have scored 800 runs, guaranteed his selection for the next 3 World T20s. And he'll also give some very stern press conferences saying, I know how good I am. Like people have been saying, I cannot crack this format and all of that. So all of that Kohli will do in those first 4 games. What happens after those 4 games? Super 8.
Hardik भी injured हो जाएगा.
You go into a Super 8. And then from there, semis. It's okay. So enough time to fuck around and find out once you get to...
No, enough time to stat pad before you get eliminated. That is what it is.
We have Kuldeep, we have Jaddu. And will we play Bishnoi or Chahal?
Or Ashwin.
Dropping names like there's no tomorrow.
No, my point is that you only have to play the opposition at the end of the day, right? I still don't think there are world-beating T20 sides out there. Who are your favorites for this World Cup? Let's
I think
ask
India will
the
win
reverse question.
question.
Because election year.
मतलब कितनी बार समझाऊंगे तो बहुत obvious है यार.
West Indies and Australia.
I would think I would think, as in, yeah, again, Australia will be one of those teams who comes out of nowhere. Other teams seem to be in complete disarray.
No, West
Pakistan
Indies,
is doing their classic Pakistan team.
West Indies, South
West
Africa,
Indies,
and
I was
Australia,
not
guys.
that.
South Africa, guys. Solid, solid, solid. Of course.
South Africa क्या करेगा वो?
Joker tag तो होगा.
Basically.
West Indies looks good with the Tammy kind of coaching them now. I reckon West Indies and England for me. Top two.
I mean, it's India West Indies finals.
My pick would be probably a West Indies. I don't know about the other teams because, again, on paper, like teams like Pakistan and all that, they have gone ahead and unretired people like Imad Wasim and brought them in and trying to build a stacked T20 side. But I think, again, it's just one of those things. It's not going to probably make a difference. And I think Australia is one of those weird cases of where you would see a team that is completely unfit for the format, but somehow because it's an ICC tournament, they will...
so it is 2021 World Cup all over again. Basically.
Yeah, it looks like it. I would kind of think so.
GT will win
but
because
giving West Indies the advantage, and I think Tony will be very pleased to know that nobody has even mentioned a peep about New Zealand.
Black horses.
Small blessings. Hey, so what does Ruturaj Gaikwad have to do to get selected? He wasn't there in the Afghanistan series, is it?
Ruturaj Gaikwad already has the top job in international cricket, which is CSK captain. How does he care about anything else?
It's like asking a product manager, do you want to be a consultant again? बोलो क्यों चाहिए भाई? 1/10 काम करके 10x पैसा मिल रहा है मेरा. मैं क्यों करूँ उसका? नहीं बनना.
Actually, between Ruturaj, Yashasvi Jaiswal and Shubman Gill, that should be the top 3 of the Indian T20 squad in my opinion.
And which year? Which year?
Both my years.
नहीं यार, ऐसा थोड़ी ना होता है. अभी रोहित खेल रहा है, कोहली खेल रहा है.
हाँ.
इन लोग आएगा.
will come. Last week तो RCB का analysis हो गया ना, और Mumbai Indians का भी. Are there any other comedy teams to be analyzed? I think Punjab Kings are not worth analyzing. Even Shikhar Dhawan has said bye and taken a big break.
एक मिनट.
हाँ.
I think SRH को analyze कर सकते हैं. They are like oscillating between comedy and good team from time to time. So I guess they are ripe for this analysis.
SRH. मैं नहीं करता. How to remake them? But
Tony, please tell us about SRH.
Iman, you can tell us about KKR then.
KKR actually.
I don't want to talk about GT. I brought out the point. Nitin Sundar बोल दिया
tell about
random करने का.
Tell about GT.
नहीं GT बात करें. GT बोलो. Tell us about GT.
हाँ.
GT अच्छा है. आशीष नेहरा वापस आएगा.
मैंने बोला ना, he'll be selected for the Indian team also. Yeah, go on.
हाँ. तो I think GT will win the IPL this time. उतना ही बोलना था मुझे बस. ज्यादा एनालिसिस नहीं मेरे अंडर. बस ऐसी स्टेटमेंट ले जाओ.
Nice.
No,
Shubman Gill is back actually. He's right now number 4 in the runs table.
He was never away. Where did he go? What do you mean by he's back?
गया था थोड़ा सा. सचिन वापस.
He scored runs against England. He scored in the IPL. तो middle में क्या था? कुछ नहीं था. क्या है?
Was he doing badly at the start of the IPL? I feel like he was.
You say so.
Get off the blocks. If you say so. Well.
He's always slow off the blocks, no?
Yeah. Is Rashid Khan the toughest toughest batsman to bowl to in the death overs, guys? Or is it Shimron Hetmeyer? I've been seeing some incredible stats. Have you seen the stats? Hetmeyer stats in the last 3 overs are better than anybody else. Highest strike rate, highest number of sixes, highest average also, randomly. Everything.
Better than Tewatia.
He's the best finisher.
Better than Tewatia. Like, are you talking about
what about Nicky P?
Better. Nicky P generally doesn't last till the last 3 overs.
But I guess Hetmeyer in particular is good because I think he showed it yesterday also that he, I think those two Arshdeep Yorkers were very good. I would think many other batters would have been put off by that. But Hetmeyer somehow, just let those go, reset himself. Had enough strength on that. I think that he really missed the length on that third one or fourth one, the one that went for 6. It was not a great hit. It was a short one, but somehow he dug it out of there to like get it that far into the boundary. So I guess probably one of the best right now. I can't think of any others who are like
That's
as
good.
good.
Okay, I can tell you. There's Rinku. There is.
Rinku has a poorer strike rate and has hit fewer sixers per ball than Shimron Hetmeyer in the last 3 years.
But what is this Basra?
Bas karo, yeah. No, so the reason I brought up Shimron Hetmeyer is Varun Murali was vehemently supporting and defending Royal Challengers Bangalore in last week's podcast. Many parts of which were very funny, but the funniest part was his defense of RCB. One thing that I repeatedly see as a theme in the IPL over the years is whenever a team does well or a couple of players do well, you go back and see what those players were doing earlier. Invariably, the good players who are playing for other teams now used to play for RCB at one point and were discarded. And as Travis said, there was Shane Watson, who randomly they picked as a middle order player. There is Shimron Hetmeyer, who started off his IPL career with RCB as well and was let go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yes. Devdutt Padikkal, who also scored a lot of runs for them, and they let him go after like half a bad season or something, and then he's had like a glorious season. Of course, he's not done too well, I guess, in this IPL so far. But RCB's biggest problem is premature evacuation, right? They let go of players without giving them time to come good or even identifying the right role for them. Like the good thing RR has done with Hetmeyer is they'll only let him bat in the last 3 overs. Whatever happens, Hetmeyer is not going to come in before the 16th over at least, right? They'll send someone. They'll send even an Ashwin ahead of him if they have to ensure that he gets to play in his strong time of the innings. But yeah, RCB. Yeah, that was my minimum point, that RCB is like...
Sanju captaincy is amazing.
Yeah. हाय बेचारा फिर उसको नहीं लेगा यार T20 वर्ल्ड कप में संजू को.
Can we talk about Sanju's run out from yesterday, please?
Sanju got run out or did he run out somebody?
Come on, guys. Sanju Samson is trending along with MS Dhoni. You didn't see this run out, is it? It was an epic one where nobody thought it was out, basically. The throw came in from the deep and he basically flicked it onto the stumps without looking. And the batter was caught short of the crease. And Harsha Bogle was on commentary. And I feel like we should replay those bits and pieces. But yeah, Sanju captaincy, amazing. Running out, amazing. Batting, not too bad.
Without even looking at it, nonchalantly, Sanju Samson flicks the ball away. Exactly how the selectors will flick his name away when they are picking the score.
Speaking of captaincy, how have you guys rated the captains in general, excluding comments like
Gill,
etc.?
Shikhar Dhawan hands down the best, guys.
Shikhar Dhawan.
Gill.
Shikhar Dhawan.
No, seriously, but any thoughts on captaincy, or is it overrated or nothing to really see?
No,
I think, yeah, good question that is it overrated in T20? I don't think it is, because they still need to take important calls. I think yesterday it was interesting to watch Sam Curran do the captaincy duties for Punjab Kings, because he seemed to be doing a lot of shuffling, changing, trying to, and a lot of those things seem to be actually coming off for him. But that's just too small a sample size. That's just one game. I would think even Ruturaj Gaikwad has not done a bad job. But I don't think anybody has stood out in terms of what they have done as a captain. Like Hardik Pandya got a lot of stick initially, but people seem to have forgotten about all of that now that Mumbai have won like 2 back-to-back. So I'm not sure if there are any like styles or anything that is emerging, except for, and I think Tony should come in on this one, except for Sanju Samson, who's...
What more should Sanju Samson do?
Please, not anything more about Sanju Samson. I wanted to say one thing. This Sam Curran.
Just two things.
Go on.
So basically, Samson has been sort of subtle fire with the stupid questions commentators are asking, right? So I think in one match, RR actually lost the toss, and they were made to bat second, or they were made to bat second, and the commentator is like, would you have wanted to bat second? It's like, yeah, now I'm okay with batting second because the toss is already over. And then the match that they lost, Pommy is asking Sanju, where did you lose that match? On the last ball. So I feel like while stump mic commentary has not been appreciated enough, this was good. And the other thing was, you mentioned that Rohit Sharma sledging Dinesh Karthik, saying, hey, World Cup here, big sledging everyone put off. But Dinesh Karthik ended that match not out and smashed quite a few runs, right? Like it was like the most pointless sledge on the planet.
I don't think it was a sledge. I don't think it was a sledge. It was more like an endearing. I think all these guys have played together for a long time. I mean, they aren't really. You also saw Virat Kohli patting Rohit on the butt while walking past him. I think at the end of the day, these guys are friends. Yeah. It wasn't so much of a sledge. It was more of a, doing well, World Cup here, good. And he continued to do well in that innings. Yeah.
ये ऐसा नहीं बोला था, वो बोला था ये इसका वर्ल्ड कप ईयर है, ये भी खेलेगा, इसको करेगा.
हाँ, but it wasn't to put him under the pump or anything. It was more like a joke, in-joke.
That's encouraging. Come.
It was a joke between friends. Okay.
So you're basically saying that Robro doing that to Dinesh Karthik was the same as Virat Kohli asking the crowd not to boo Hardik Pandya.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I think Virat Kohli has become this. It wasn't because I think Robro's comment was meant only for Dinesh Karthik and for whoever, Ishan Kishan or whoever was in the vicinity. It was like a chat between friends. Kohli is this whole
stump mic man.
Yeah, but it wasn't meant for the audience, right? Kohli, on the other hand, has this whole performative aspect to his whole please cheer Steve Smith, you cannot boo him, Hardik Pandya ye bhi Indian hai, all this nonsense that he's been doing now for a while, which is fine, it's his thing, but yeah, I don't think it's the same. I think the intended audience was different in both cases. What I wanted to say about Sam Curran though, he has this whole Bond villain look going, man, with those silver streaks and everything. And they've done a very good job with that graphics for him, right? He's one of the smartest looking graphics in the IPL, I'd say, right?
Sam Curran.
Wo profile picture they make, right, for the captains or players. Whatever they're known for, Sam Curran, he looks...
Class 7-8 का बच्चा लगता है. मतलब एक झापड़ मारेगा तो इंडिया छोड़ के वहाँ पे चला जाएगा, ऐसा लगता है.
नहीं, that's broadly true. I don't disagree. That's broadly true. No, Tariq, you were asking about captaincy, or Adi was asking about captaincy, right?
That's the question, yeah.
So one interesting thing that I heard last week was Dinesh Karthik on that Sky Sports podcast, where they were asking him about Andy Flower's impact on RCB, because Andy Flower is someone who has won a lot in T20 across the world, right? Except for Lucknow, but even Lucknow have done well in the 2 years that he was with them. And I think Atherton or Nasser asked Dinesh Karthik about the impact that Andy Flower is having, and he was all praise for Andy Flower. The one thing that he said was, ultimately though, it's the captain who runs the game in T20 cricket and not really the coach. The coach's impact stops the moment you get on the field. The thing that I think about captaincy is, good captaincy in T20 doesn't get noticed. But bad captaincy can get noticed, or sometimes you might not even attribute it to poor captaincy. Typically, I think it's bowling changes, man. It's bowling changes and field placements, right? And in T20, where the margins are fine and matchups are important and all, those are the places where a captain can really make an impact. Like, if he bowling the right bowler against the right sort of batsman, of course, then the bowler has to bowl the right lengths and bowl to those plans and all of that. But if you don't even give that bowler a chance, or you've not made that bowling change, then you should, and hence, you've lost the opportunity for a good matchup, then you will lose the match, but nobody will really attribute it to the bad captaincy either. So, I don't know.
Prior, Nitin, obviously they do the annual, they know whom they're playing, who's the left-hander, who's the right-hander, who's your bowling, etc. So it's almost preordained, right? The matchups is not like you decide on the spot. It's almost like that, okay, they have X coming at number 3, or for if they put an impact sub, it'll be Y. It's not, the variables are quite limited, so it's not like you need to do too much on the field thinking, given so much happens in the back room, at least in T20s.
Fair enough, but it's not always as straightforward as that, right? Let's take an example like GT, for instance, where you have they have Rashid, then they have Tewatia, and who else do they have as their hitters in the lower middle order? What I'm trying to say is these guys are all very different batsmen, and they tend to bat together at the same time, right? A Tewatia, for instance, will walk across the stumps and slap you to square leg. He only plays 2 shots. If you see Tewatia's batting, right, he either does that or he carves over the covers. He doesn't have any other shot really. And then you have Rashid Khan who will stay deep in the crease.
But what about his bat swing and bat speed? Am I doing it right, Adi?
Yeah. Yes, you got it.
So you need to say something. You need to say something assertive and not just ask the question. You need to say, oh, but he has tremendous bat speed. He maintains a solid core, for instance, right? So then you have things like the ground dimensions coming in, or how that pitch is playing on that particular day. You're right, during your strategic timeouts and all, a coach can still come in and feed those inputs to a captain, even if he's not really catching on them. But ultimately, in the 18th over, it's that captain who has to make that split call. Which bowler should I go with now, right? You won't notice it. And I mean, it's also easy to get into resulting bias. Say, right, oh, he made this change and this bowler got 3 wickets, so that was good captaincy. On another day, you'll make that change equally logically and that bowler will get carted for 3 sixes. That doesn't make it bad captaincy either. I think the players have a fairly good sense of which captain is doing well and which captain is not. And they might or might not admit it. I think Dinesh Karthik came very close to saying something on that podcast. But I honestly, as viewers, I don't think we have the ability to quite call it out when it happens, or to quite even realize what's happening when it is happening. And definitely your Sunny Gavaskars and the others who are calling the games for us, unfortunately, most of them I don't think are able to do that either.
I have a counterpoint. I have a different point of view on this. My point of view is कि इतना कोई नहीं सोच रहा, जा रहा है बैट चला रहा है, कैप्टन को लग रहा बॉलर खाली है, आजा भाई तू चालू हो जा, अरे तू खाली है तू चालू हो जा, इतना कोई सोच नहीं रहा होगा. हाँ, एक ही सोच रहा होगा.
What Tariq said about Sam Curran's captaincy yesterday, right, is spot on. It was a small target. He doesn't have a great attack. The guy did whatever he could with those bowling changes.
It depends. Again, the answer is it depends.
If Sikar was the captain yesterday, the game was over in the 18th over. I'll guarantee for it.
नहीं करने का है. He has reached the pinnacle of his career. उसको नहीं करने का. Sam Curran has to prove himself. क्या मेरे को खेलना है, मेरे को ये करना है, वो करना है, तो कोशिश कर रहा है वो. जैसे same thing holds true for Gill. Gill is trying his best to win because उसको कुछ करना है. He wants to prove himself that he's a great captain. हार्दिक पांड्या को प्रूव नहीं करना. वो तो already.
Man, do you have a minority stake in the GT because the bias is a bit too obvious.
Yeah.
Adani है भाई.
CPC partners के through.
हाँ, मतलब I'm just saying कि कैप्टेंसी जो है वो
इलेक्शन टाइम है ना, इसीलिए गुजरात को सपोर्ट कर रहा है.
So what is Sam Curran's captaincy awesomeness that he didn't bowl Harshal more than 2 overs? Is it?
I didn't even follow the game, boss. What I'm saying is, why are you asking? Actually, by the way, if he actually didn't bowl Harshal in that itself is amazing captaincy. Let's be said.
Yeah.
Harshal Patel.
Use him at the end, and that's ultimately where the game got over.
Yeah, so just to end that point, what I was trying to say is that it depends on who the captain really is. डुप्लेसी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता, जो चल रहा है भाई, तू खाली है बॉलिंग कर, चल वो उस मोड में है, तू खाली उधर फील्डिंग कर ले, वो मोड पे है. People who are trying to prove themselves or are or have a career ahead of them, for example Gill, Rutu, अपना ये Sam Curran, right? इन लोग कोशिश कर रहा है.
अरे भाई, at least here. Mention the name, man.
हाँ, आ रहा हूँ मैं.
No, go on.
Third में, then there is a third category of people who are somewhere in between. कि कोशिश करूँ कि ना करूँ, करियर बना है कि चांस है और भी. And then you have, in that category, you have guys like Pant, you have guys like Sanju Samson and Shreyas Iyer.
वहाँ पे भी Pant came first.
Oh,
he has been classified along with Shreyas Iyer, dude. How does that feel?
Which category is Hardik Pandya?
वो तो पहले वाले में फर्क नहीं पड़ता types. I have reached the pinnacle of my cricketing career.
Did you guys see that video, the Krishna Bhajan, Ram Bhajan, whatever, that the Pandya brothers hosted? It is the weirdest video I have seen in the last week.
No, I haven't. Who hosted? Which brother?
Pandya brothers.
The real brother?
Oh,
Not the-
speaking, it's a good question. It's a good question.
So the third brother is a half brother, is it? Or a cousin brother? Or step brother? What brother?
Step brother.
Over.
Brother co-brother.
The headline said step brother.
Step brother. Who's been for cheating or something. No, but did you see this video, guys? Where Hardik
Seen it, yeah.
Hardik sings like a man possessed, man. He's singing these some bhajans, right? Hindu bhajans. I don't remember which deity. I don't know how to get it wrong.
Also look possessed with that song.
Whether
No,
Ramadan is there.
No, Krunal actually looks like a fairly sane person in that video. And there are some children that they keep panning to. And in fact, Krunal's holding a child. I don't know whose child. It's his child, probably. And there are some other ladies who are like, chanting with Bhakti Paravasa. And then you have
What's
Hardik,
the
man.
point of it?
I have no idea what the point of it. It gave me nightmares. But other than that, I don't know what the point of that video is.
Speaking of nightmares, again, question to the two resident Bengalis on the pod. Thoughts on the LSG Pan Pasand jersey for their Tani against KK?
Talking of nightmares. So someone pointed out that's a Mohan Bagan jersey. And Lucknow are going to KKR wearing that. Going to Eden Gardens wearing.
They own it.
Not surprising because I think RPG group, as in the Goenkas have their interests. So,
In Pan Pasand?
I'm-
In Mohan Bagan.
Hey, LSG.
Oh. No, wait. What does
You
the...
made two cardinals. You made two cardinals. One committed actually. One, first of all, it looks like Mohan Bagan. Bhai, Mohan Bagan is the most legendary thing that has ever happened in Indian football ever. पता होना चाहिए. Mohan Bagan is winning Barcelona. पता होना चाहिए यार. तुम वहां पे जाके सेविया देख रहे हो, पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हो स्पेन में. तुमको मोहन बगान नहीं पता. सेकंड, तुमको ये नहीं पता कि गोयनका भाई जो है वो LSG खरीद के बैठा है.
वो पता है यार, but what does that have to do with them wearing Mohan Bagan jersey?
मोहन बगान को उधर गोयनका उधर भी स्पॉन्सर कर रहा है.
वही पूछ रहा हूँ.
because basically,
Somebody has to tell me now. How do I know that Goenka is invested in?
First of all, Spain is.
I think the challenge with that jersey is by itself may not have been that bad, but like someone pointed out that there are those so-called whatever patterns or scales or whatever
Double
else
scales.
there are to it, and all of those combined make it like a very garish.
No, it's like the pan
very
spittle.
good.
Like the patterns formed with the pan is spat out of your mouth, which you see a lot in Lucknow, which is the home of Lucknow Super Giants.
But I'm assuming that, for it to really work, KKR should come to the party and kind of wear the East Bengal FC equivalent colors, right? Because Mohan
Yeah, the
Bagan
yellow-
and East Bengal
yellow and red.
is like the rivalry, right? So it doesn't make sense that one team rocks up in ode to Mohan Bagan and the other team wears their standard stuff. Come on, guys, get on with the program and like make it something. Right? This is like a nice one.
Now,
Classic.
I have a question. Iman, as the Eden Gardens expert, of course, this was the great ground which once booed Rahul Dravid and the Indian team because Saurav Ganguly was dropped, and Greg Chappell was forced to show the middle finger to them and all of that. Now, who is the sorry? First was what? I didn't get you.
Rightly so. Second is I don't know why he was there.
वो ठीक है. My question to you is, who is the KKR crowd going to support? Is it going to be the Mohan Bagan jersey wearing Lucknow Super Giants, or is it going to be their home team?
यार KKR crowd है ना, तो KKR को ही support करेगा वो. मोहन बगान को नहीं करेगा. Because Calcutta is divided यार. Calcutta is
Oh,
divided.
ऐसा. Oh, so you're saying the Mohan Bagan fans will not come for this game, but the Mohan Bagan fans will come and cheer the LSD, no? They won't?
हाँ, पर KKR वाले पहले ही ground भर देंगे. They'll fill it up.
Acha.
By the way, what's the divide in Calcutta? I mean, sorry for my ignorance, but so East Bengal and Mohan Bagan fans, is there like in the city certain parts of the city kind of support this, or it's just not that way? It doesn't really matter, and there's a reason why you pick Mohan Bagan versus East
It
Bengal.
doesn't matter, but generally the people who have a heritage towards East Bengal, which is Bangladesh, they support East Bengal.
Okay. Yeah.
That I can
Iman,
vouch as well,
one question for you. Wasn't it in Eden Gardens that last time Dhoni supposedly played his last match and it was fully yellow, right?
They had the
supporting
and all of that. Yeah.
right.
Was it
Everyone was in yellow.
What do you mean by he
Was
played
it-
his last match? He played
No, that was like everybody thought that would be.
his last
Supposedly
match at
like
Eden
his
Gardens.
last match at Eden Gardens or whatever.
Is he going back?
So we thought.
They didn't boo him. Was your point?
No, it was fully yellow, man. Like everyone was supporting Dhoni instead of KKR. Where did
And
KKR finish last time?
Sorry, Tariq, you go.
And I was saying, I'm not sure if they're going to Eden Gardens this time because CSK KKR already played the game that was in Chennai. I don't think there is like a return.
That's fine. I think Tony's point is that you can't really bank on the KKR fans to fill up Eden Gardens. If CSK fans getting Shatabdi ticket can come and fill it up before the KKR fans get in.
That is also possible. The other thing is that Dhoni fans are in West Bengal as well, creating a lot of it. And
But they should come wearing Mohan Bagan jersey to cheer him. No, why are they coming wearing CSK jersey? That is the
why
question.
Mohan Bagan jersey? Why not
KKR East Bengal
What
jersey.
jersey will Abhimanyu Ishwaran fans wear?
Real Betis jersey.
Iman, do you want to discuss Anustup and Abhimanyu Ishwaran? You had a few players you wanted to discuss. Do you want to just run through your list of players we discussed?
Going by the recent form, I think Anustup should be there in the World Cup T20 team.
But which team does he play for? Anustup, please give us the lowdown on Anustup.
That is immaterial. That doesn't matter. But given his form in Bengal Ranji,
For whoever he's been playing for. Yeah.
So Bengal Ranji as a character of form for T20. Nice. Very Ajit Agarkar is logic, but yeah. I hear you.
Same way, right? Why will you take somebody like KL Rahul in the team?
Talking of Bengal players, I think Ridhiman Sahab might be the 8th wicketkeeper that India picks for the T20 World Cup.
11 तक पहुंचाना है यार, 11 तक पहुंचाना है.
11 wicketkeepers. So सबको line में करना, like make them stand behind the stumps in a straight line. And Ashdeep Singh can bowl Yorkers.
It will be like that. It's wicket keepers all the way down.
Yeah. All right. Today we have Mumbai versus Chennai, and in true bits and pieces fashion, we are recording this podcast after Lucknow versus sorry, not yesterday, man. Again, I'm getting which is like the dumbest derby at Mullanpur, and not after Chennai versus Mumbai El Clasico at Wankhede, where the CSK has already released a video set to the Basha theme music of CSK fans mobbing the Chennai team bus as it was going on the whatever that flyover. What is it called?
Worli ceiling.
Worli ceiling. Correct. That sounds much cooler than that flyover. Sorry. Yeah. So that is the big game for the day. Of course, before this podcast is released, we would have had yet another boring game between Chennai and Mumbai. But who is going to win, guys? Please don't give preview and all, but just give predictions. Let's see if they come right.
Mumbai.
Prediction is Mumbai.
100% Mumbai.
I think they are coming into that momentum and form they typically have. Game at Wankhede, CSK have been struggling away. I'm going with Mumbai.
All right.
Yeah, I think Mumbai thrash CSK. Thrash.
There's also another game today.
Proper hiding.
What is the other game today?
Yeah, Lucknow and KK.
That's
यार अभी तो बात किया यार.
Oh, आज है, ठीक. We have two wonderful games today, which we didn't wait for. We are the RCB of podcasts. We did premature evacuation.
Yeah.
Brother T, are you going for any matches?
No. I am not primarily for the same reason that again going to the Bangalore games. Not unlike results, because I was joking with somebody that I got tickets for 2 sets of friends. I think the good news is they'll never ask me for tickets again.
Why? Oh, because they lost.
Because these were the 2 games. They lost it pretty horribly at that.
But they lost other games also. RCB loses all their games.
No, that's what they do. But these guys were going like for the first time to watch in the stadium. But honestly, I think getting the tickets is quite the issue. They are priced pretty high. And thirdly, I think it's a real struggle to go and come from a game. It kind of like saps you of a lot of energy. So honestly, not.
Oh yeah, no. That pricing point also. I think that's when I stopped. Because like, it's insanely overpriced for no reason at all. It's like a terrible game.
But you can't say for no reason because these games are still fully sold out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So people are willing to pay.
Every World Cup game was also fully sold out. No, it wasn't like.
No, but World Cup, 80% of the tickets and all for the big games were just given away for free, right? I think it's a much smaller number in the IPL. I don't know what percentage is being handed out to sponsors, but yeah. It's all crap.
What is the ticket pricing in Chennai?
You're asking me. I have no idea. Sorry.
I think it starts from somewhere that 1600 range or somewhere like that, and then it like goes up. And they have this dynamic pricing thing also, that there are certain number of tickets released at this price. If they're all sold out, then the next one, although they are for the same stands and all that, are slightly higher. Right?
Doesn't Tamil Nadu have this thing where I think in theaters the first row has to be sold for 10 rupees, irrespective of what theater it is?
And overall theater pricing is 120 rupees.
Yeah. There is cap on that as well.
That doesn't apply to stadium ticket pricing. I think Kasi Mama was on Subramaniam Badrinath's podcast, right, where he was explaining how they are. There's a thing, yes. This came out a couple of weeks back, just as the IPL was starting, where Nitin asked him about what is this all. Lots of fans are struggling to get tickets. What are you doing about it? And Kasi Mama very apologetically explained how his hands are tied and there are only so many tickets that they can put out for sale to fans, and they have to give away tickets to sponsors and TNCA and whatnot. But the pricing rule only applies to cinema. I don't think the CSK tickets are necessarily cheap, though they might be cheaper than what the RCB tickets in Bangalore, etc. are. I must, I'm the expert. I should be able to talk about this because I have been to a CSK game at Chepauk in 2008. Do you all remember when El Balaji took a hat-trick against Kings 11 Punjab? I was there. Badrinath played. Badrinath was man of the match, guys. Oh.
Who are the three?
And
that I don't remember.
And Nitin, to bring it a full circle, Badrinath and us are running podcast now. Badrinath was playing then. You were watching, both of you are running podcast. So
maybe you should invite him to the next podcast. Yeah. Well done. I think we have reached the organic end of this discussion. Please wind it up, Bro T, unless we have anything else to talk.
Okay, no, I think we have as randomly as possible, as random as some of the captaincy changes have been in the IPL. We have covered most of the corners, and I think like a drone shot in the game, it will make sense in like a long shot or a pan back. But that was it for this week's episode of Bits and Pieces. So let's wind off. And anybody has anything to plug? Do you guys plug leftover lasagna here? Should I plug it?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Go for it.
Yeah. So everybody go and listen to Leftover Lasagna with Tony and Nitin, which is about to drop episode number 6. That's great one to listen to. I actually
Nitin, we will record that after the Mumbai Chennai game.
After El Clasico.
Sorry, Broti.
Great.
So the more times you listen to the podcast, the greater your chance of starting a podcast with Nitin Sundar, because he started a podcast with Choppy before this on cricket, who's also part of this group. Now he has a podcast with Tony. So the next lucky listener has a chance to start a third podcast with Nitin Sundar. So gentle listeners.
Come on, Subramaniam Badrinath.
Are you listening to us?
So may the Nitin Sundar podcast universe keep expanding.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but leftover lasagna is nothing to do with it is nothing to do with food or cricket. We just named it really badly. It is basically an anything goes kind of podcast where we are equally clueless about things like we are about cricket on this podcast.
Much like the RCB auction strategy, which was very clueless when it let go of Travis Head, who by the way is famous for leaving lasagna for a long time in his fridge, as revealed by Adam Zampa.
Oh yeah.
Yes. That's where the dots join.
Travis Head, I moved in with Travis, and that was an experience in itself. He was, fair to say, a slob of a young man.
He's come a long way.
The same slob won us the World Cup who left lasagna in the fridge for about 18 months.
No. What colour was it?
Tinge of green, I reckon.
Ooh, tinge.
Eddie's the type of bloke to leave lasagna in the fridge for 18 months, and then instead of just throwing out the lasagna, he'll throw out the fridge.
Just terrific. Just terrific.
Amazing.
Okay, say bye everyone as we wind down this episode this week.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
All right, see you everyone.
Yeah. I love how Brody was like, please say bye, everyone. We can't keep this going any longer. Bye.
This is like relatives leaving, like a parent saying.
हो गए शादी हो गई खाना भी हो गई चलो चलो निकल जाओ.
Chalo. See you.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye. You. Bye.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review. Can we rock and roll, please?